Let's be honest, some players in the MLB are just straight up underrated. Regardless of their production, they still go under the radar and are labeled as less than what they actually are. In this video, I'll be going over 5 players that I think are simply underrated in the MLB today. Starting off with Josh Naylor of the Cleveland Guardians, who is just 26 years of age and in the midst of his 5th major league season. Naylor is just simply put a true pure hitter with a mature approach at the plate. He excels at making good contact and hitting for a strong average as a result, but what makes him underrated in my opinion is his sneaky pop that has gone under the radar. Last year, Naylor managed to crush 17 homers, but in only 120 games, and already this season he is up to 4 in just 13. When many think about Naylor, they immediately think about a guy with elite plate discipline, but an empty batting average, yet that's not the case at all here. His 97 RBIs in 2023 prove that he has a strong ability to drive in runs during big spots, and his 10 stolen bases are a sign of some underrated speed as well. While he may not be the flashiest of players in the game today, he gets the job done and basically as legit as they come in terms of a cleanup hitter. Look for him to build upon a strong 2023 this season, putting his name on the map a little more than it currently is. Next up on the underrated list is one of many talented Atlanta Braves hitters, Michael Harris, who is now just in his 3rd season as a 23-year-old. Maybe I can't blame anyone other than the Atlanta Braves for making Harris underrated, as he's often hitting 7th or 8th for their team. However, if we are being brutally honest, Harris would be at the top of the order for almost every single other team in the majors. When a team has so many game-changing talents, including the likes of Ronald Acuna, Matt Olson, and Ozzie Albies, just to name a few, some players are just bound to become overlooked, and Harris is one of them. Harris actually profiles similar to Naylor in a sense, with an average that will hover around 300 with slightly above average power that will sit around 20 to 25 homers. The difference between the two, though, is that Harris's plus speed makes him a threat on the bases and a plus defender in the outfield. I think that if Harris were to hit in the top 4 in the Braves lineup, he would widely be regarded as one of the best outfielders in the entire game, but unfortunately for as long as he remains near the bottom of their order, he will continue to be underrated. Moving on to a breakout catcher now, I have William Contreras, the backstop for the Milwaukee Brewers. Contreras took the league by storm at the position last season, hitting 17 homers, scoring 86 runs, driving in 78, and putting up a .289 average. He also walked at a strong rate and kept his strikeouts in check, not to mention his cannon of an arm that strikes fear into base runners. It feels like Contreras did all this in 2023, yet in 2024, nobody was really too interested. Guys like Adley Rutschman, Will Smith, JT Realmuto get all the hype, and rightfully so, but I really do believe that Contreras is right there with the best of them. Contreras isn't viewed by many as a top 3 catcher at the moment, but with this start he's had so far this season, I believe that changes rather quickly. He's already hit 4 homers while batting over .350 while having hit in every game with the exception of 2. He obviously won't produce at this rate for the entire season, but Contreras is firmly in my top 3 at the catcher position and should be in yours as well. The one and only pitcher on my most underrated list is a guy that just gets the job done, which is Logan Webb of the San Fran Giants. Webb is far from the guy that you make sure to tune in to watch him pitch, as even I can admit his style is a little boring, but the numbers do speak for themselves and prove he's an elite starting pitcher. In 2023, Webb led all pitchers in quality starts, always giving the Giants a chance to win when he got the ball. He was also able to post a 3.25 ERA, which made it 3 consecutive years that he's held that number under that mark. He does this by limiting homers well and walking few, allowing him to be a rare workhorse in today's game. In this day and age where velocity and pitch movement draws eyes and interest, Webb is a guy that can oftentimes get lost in all of it. I think he's very clearly viewed as the ace of the Giants, but I don't think many consider him to be in their top 10, which I think is absolutely criminal. He gets on the mound, gets the job done, provides you with the ability to eat innings, all while doing it at an elite mark. That's a sign of a guy that's underrated to me. The final player I have is Kyle Tucker of the Houston Astros, who is far and away the best of the group. Now don't get me wrong, I think Tucker gets praised as being a star among the league, but I definitely think he deserves a superstar title. Most have him somewhere between like 10 to 20 in the league, but for me he's easily in my top 10. I mean, the guy is absolutely elite on both sides of the ball, consistently posting elite averages, speed, and power numbers to go along with plus defense outside of just last year. In 2023, Tucker had a career year posting 29 homers, 112 RBIs, 30 stolen bases, and a solid .284 batting average. These are do-it-all numbers that should be associated with a superstar, yet Tucker still gets overlooked as one by many. He's also off to a fast start this year too, hitting 4 homers and driving in 13 in just 17 games to start the season. As someone who plays with some of the game's best talents in Alvarez, Altuve, and Bregman, it makes sense as to why the praise gets spread out among them, but Tucker, in my opinion, is the catalyst on this Astros squad. It won't be long before he's widely regarded as a top 10 talent around the league. And with that being said, that wraps up my underrated list. Let me know, as always, what you agree and disagree with. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.